Hi, welcome to another episode of Painted by Sacha with our beautiful model, Della. Today I'll be creating a soft glam look on her. So I'm going to start off by prepping her skin using Bioderma. It's a purifying, cleansing micelle solution, which is really great. I've been using this product for a long time. It really clears out the skin. It takes out every single dirt. So it's a product that I recommend. But there are other micelle water available on the market that you can also use. As you can see, she has a combination skin. So this product works perfectly on her skin. It's really important to make sure you really moisturize your skin. Once I'm done, I'm going to put a little lip balm on her lips, just to moisturize her lips as well. You can use Vaseline, you can use shea butter, you can use the various lip moisturizers on the market, so you can use any of them. So we're going to use So Aesthetic Super Invisible Primer. It's oil-free, it's great for all skin types, and it's really the best on the market. It has a clear, thick substance, so you can really spread it nicely onto the skin. So I'm just going to be a bit generous and go all over her face. Now the next stage is, I did a color swatch with her earlier on, so I kind of know which colors works on her when it comes to foundation. But for the purpose of this video, I'll be using 3 different shades. One for the base, one to highlight, and one to contour. Her perfect shade is 𝑓𝑜𝑢𝑚𝑑𝑎𝑡𝑒. So to start off, I have my foundation brush. How to test usually is on the jawline of the face, between the jawline and the neck. It helps to know which color to choose, or which kind of foundation shade that would work well on her skin. So I think she's a perfect match to 𝑘𝑖𝑚𝑑𝑎𝑡𝑒. So this is one of our So Aesthetic sponge, and I wet it and then squeeze the water out, and I use this to blend out everything that I've just done. So as you can see, I used our Ultra Coverage Foundation on her skin. I used 3 different shades just to build up the look. And one thing I love about the product is it has a really nice matte finish, she could actually walk out like this without any powder or anything else. Okay, so the next stage is I'm going to work under her eyes. I really want to brighten under her eyes. So I still have my sponge and I put a few products on my palette. There's a lot of concealers in the market, but this one is a really good one. It's 𝐿𝑖𝑞𝑢𝑖𝑑. So I have a couple of shades, so I'll be using that as well. I'm actually dabbing the concealer gently under her eyes. I'm not dragging it, just dabbing it. And then now I'm going to use a darker shade to just contour parts of her face, just to bring it all to life. What happens is that once you apply foundation, you actually create a blank canvas, and so everything becomes very flat. So I'm just trying to bring it out and, you know, give it more of a 3D effect. So I'm using our darker shade of foundation. So we're going to just set the foundation, everything that we just done. We're going to set it with this. It's a RoseGold skin mist. It's really amazing. It hydrates and primes the skin as well. So every stage, I'm sure you've seen me using it a few times. So I'm setting the concealer I did previously by using a powder, a loose powder, and I've mixed Derma Blend and Laura Mercier. I've just finished setting the powder under her eye, and then now I'm going to leave a little more powder under. I'm not going to blend it, I'm just going to leave it under, so that once I'm doing the eyeshadow, any particles or residue that drops onto the face would actually land on the area that there's powder, and then I can easily clean it off. So that's the plan. It's easier when you're using a lighter color, but sometimes if you're using really dark eyeshadows, it's more difficult to clean under the eye. So this really helps a lot. So I've done that. And the next stage is the brows. You need to really pay attention to detail. You know, brows takes time. So you have two options. You can always brush through the brows, which is nice and easy. But if you want a really nice 3D brows, you need to take your time and make sure you have time to do so. So I'm going to start off first with just brushing through the brows. She has really nice full brows, so she's one of those who can easily get away with not doing their brows. Doing your brows is not for the kind-hearted, just to let you know. It takes time and practice. So I've gone over her brows. She has really beautiful brows, love it. Then I'm going to start with So Aesthetic dark brown pencil. So I'm going to start that off first. And I usually use about 2-3 products to create my 3D brow. So just pay attention and bear with me. So I start off by going under the brow by outlining her brow. Her brow is really nicely shaped, so it's a bit easier to do. So yeah, let me start off with that. Can you see the pencil underneath the brows? And then I'm just going to go on top as well, just to create the shape. But I'm following the shape of her brows. It's really important to follow the shape of each person's brow or your brow. Don't try and recreate a brow that you've seen on someone's face on another person. Okay, so once I'm done with this, I still use my mascara wand and then just brush it through again. I really want her brows to be nice and soft, and yeah, so let's see if we can achieve that. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on this brow to this other side. Okay, so as you can see, once I did her brows, just to tidy up a little and make it look more nicer and more groomed, I went in with a lighter shade of our foundation and concealer, so it's not too loud. So yeah, using an angle brush, it helps. A flat angle brush helps a lot. And then I'm just blending it so it blends nicely and it doesn't look out of place. Okay, so it's now time to do the eyeshadow, and we're going to do it with one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes from Huda. Eyeshadow can be a little challenging, but I figured out a very easy way to apply eyeshadow on your eyes and it's not so much dramatic. But we're doing a soft glam. As I mentioned earlier, we're doing a soft glam, so I'm going to use really earth tone colors to achieve my soft glam look. And by doing so, one of the tools you need is a blending brush, because with eyeshadow, it's all about blending, blending, blending. So I have my blending brush, and then I have an eyeshadow brush. So I'm going to start first with blending. And looking at Huda Beauty, I'm going to start off with the Sunwood, and I'll just build on it. It's a lighter shade, but I rather prefer to go lighter and build on it than to go darker, and then it's hard for me to change it. So we're going to start with this first. So I'm just putting a little, and then let's go. Okay, so I thought it would come out, but she's a little darker, so you can't see it. So I might I'm gonna go and try Cocoa. It's actually a favorite of mine from the palette, so I'm just gonna start with Cocoa. And let's try again. Perfect. So just take your time, you know, dab a little and then blend. So I'm going over the socket line on her eyeball. Just pay attention to where you're working around so you don't put the eyeshadow all over the place. I love this color. It's so nice, it's so rich, and yeah. So as you can see, I've just put a little bit of concealer over her eyelid because I really want, once I put the lighter eyeshadow, it pops out better and it looks much more nicer and it's more, you know, high pigmented. So this is like a nice primer, a base for the eyeshadow. I mean, you can use, it's great to use an eyeshadow primer, but you can also use a concealer. When you're doing your makeup, it should be fun, it should be effortless, it shouldn't be stressful. So you can use the residue of the concealer you used previously under the eye. If there's a little left on your brush or a little left on your palette, you can just use that and go over your eyelid. So I hope you guys liked the eyeshadow I've done on her eyes. I used 3 colors. So I used the first one, I used the Cocoa, and then I used the Sandalwood, and then for the glitter in the inner side, I used the Bubble, which is really nice. I actually haven't used this color on me. I usually use the Moon Dust. Then I used a little Moon Dust with the Sandalwood under her eye as well, under her brow, just to highlight it more and define her brows more. So that's all I use. So I used really 3 colors from the palette. Yeah. So the next thing is to wipe away the powder under her eyes. So I'm just going to brush it gently so that it doesn't change what I've done. So I'm just going to do it slowly. After cleaning under her eyes, it looks really nice and beautiful. But we're just going to go in to outline her eyes more using the black eyeliner. This is Sheba. It's really high pigmented and it's waterproof, so it's amazing. Kindly open your eyes and look up in the ceiling. Yes, and then yeah. I'm just drawing in a waterline. Perfect, nice and clean. The next step is to go over the top of her eye line with our So Aesthetic Silk Matte Liquid Eyeliner. So I'm just going to go gently. First of all, start off at the edge. And just create a small line, an angle line. Can you see? So we're gonna use our blush. This is a rose gold blush. I love the color. It's really nice. It's really soft. It goes really well with the eyes. It complements the eyes. Yeah. So smile a little for me. I'm just gonna do a little. A little goes a long way. Ooh. Look at how beautiful it looks on her skin. It's bringing everything together. This blush from 𝑒𝑠𝑜 is one of our best sellers. It's super versatile and you can find it on our website. So the next step is mascara. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you find it easy to replicate this look. Please don't forget